Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the European Chess Club Cup 2024. And we have begun the stream. Sagar is at Phoenix Market City, Kurla. He is going to be joining us in some time. But for now is the big question. There we have the poll, guys. Will Arjun manage to get 2800 plus in published rating list of 1st November 2024? What do you say? How are you all? Let me quickly pull up the rankings here. This is the final round today. And also, let me maybe go for the poll. Wow, we have, as of now, okay, very less votes, but still 83% saying, of course, yes. Very interesting game, by the way, today happening. I think Sagar will join around his usual time, maybe 8:30, something like that. But the games are interesting. Also, the rounds have started 1 hour earlier. So I'm here 1 hour earlier to show you these are the rankings right now. Let me quickly just go to the Novibor is leading. You can see here with 11 points and it's a sole leader, followed by Super Chess on 10, Turkish Airlines on 10. Oh my god, a lot of people on 10. But if you look at the tie break 2 here, they are also pretty close. So today pairing, let me just get that over here. These are the pairings. We have Gukesh versus Vidit, Super Chess versus Novibor, and Vidit is black. We have Prag versus Hari. Prag is white from Super Chess. So Novibor needs. Actually, if Novibor wins, it's clear winner. If it is a draw, then it will depend on the tiebreak, which is pretty close to other teams as well. And Arjun, who is playing from Alkaloid, with the black pieces today, interesting matchup with Vasily Ivanchuk. Opening has been also, guys, do you know the opening which has happened on the board? Just a guess, maybe. He's black, and yeah, we also have Narayanan versus Maxim here. Who else? We have Nihal playing against Korobov, SL playing against Maxim, and Arvind playing against Daniel Darda. So these are the interesting pairings. For now, let's just quickly go to the game and let me know if everything is fine or not. By the way, yesterday we had a very highlight live streaming day. We had Magnus on the stream who just launched his Take app. So it was pretty cool. Gookie game. Everyone wants to go to Gookie game directly. Let me whoa. Gookie versus Vidit. What? Vidit is winning. What happened? Because the opening was just simple English opening and they had a very calm position. In fact, it seemed like a reverse close Sicilian kind of structure, which is very typical for English. And Gukesh takes over here. Vidit starts maneuvering with the knight to d8. This all looked okay because Gukesh had very simple ideas of, taking a break in the center with d4 at some point. But Vidit here typically starts with the kingside attack, going for the f4 break. Knight d2 wasn't the best idea by Gukesh. Rook's exchange. No, this cannot be. Like, you don't play rook d1. It's, of course, a transmission error. Rook b1. Let's go back. Nevertheless, how is the rook going to be on b1? Okay, guys, this is, I'll tell you what happened. It's a transmission error. He has taken the rook and Gukesh has taken the rook. And I think Vidit over here played f4. And still, the position is better for Vidit over here at this point. But my question to you all is, why is Vidit better? It's a slight edge. Obviously, Gukesh is not losing. It's just too early. So why is Vidit better over here with the black pieces? Because white has the open file. In fact, white can enter the 7th rank also, attacking these weaknesses with a very, very nice knight on d5 in the center. Good bishop here on b2. So what exactly is the problem for white. What do you think? Yeah, what's your guess? Absolutely king safety. Exactly. Vidit's attack is coming very powerful. In fact, he has g5. His queen is going to shift to king side. Here, the f pawn at any point of time could come to f3. You have to keep a watch on this h3 square. So, in general, just look at this square which I am drawing over here with the arrows, and you will find no white piece on that square. The white king doesn't have a good security. So no CCTV over here, and that's what is giving Vidit some advantage against Gukesh. That too with the black pieces. So Gukesh is going to be very careful over here, and Vidit can be dangerous once he really realizes this is a better position. It also depends on how he is evaluating it. If you see, Vidit has a dark square bishop. Gukesh has also dark square bishop, but here there is a granite over here. And if let's say Gukesh tries to take this pawn on f4, he takes f4. There is an intermezzo for black. Black to play, guys. What will you play over here? Black to play, find a good move, chat chess moves. Yes, that is working. Guys, this is the, I mean, ef4 has not been played, but this is the position. There has been a transmission error. So the rook is not on b1, the rook should be on a1. And the suggestion is knight g5. Okay. You want to go queen h3. I get your emotion. Then there is knight d4. And who has given the right answer? Sendil Nathan, Kumar Varun. Well done. c6 is the move, which is the right move, kicking this knight away. And once this, where does this knight go? Which is supporting the f4 pawn. If you go and try to counter attack over here, then in comes a very, 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 very nasty and powerful move. Can you find a move for black? Black to play. मजा आ जाएगा. ये मूव फाइंड करो, मजा आ जाएगा. I also want to check the move knight g5 which was suggested by the people, but the problem was, no, actually I don't want to check fg5. Directly मर रहा है, कुछ भी नहीं है. Yes, Mayank, Vansh, well done. And the move is knight f4. You jump in with the e knight, clear the way. Queen h3 is threatened. If g takes f4, another knight jumps in, the queen jumps in, and you are in for a very big trouble. With queen h3, there's a mate over here. You try to defend with the rook, but it's not gonna help because the final classy move here, knight takes the pawn on d3, threatening a checkmate on f2. Oh my god, this attack is completely insane. So with it right now, yeah, this is the position. Wait a second, rook d1, rook b1, rook b1, f4. No, this is not the position. In fact, it is knight. Let me just get it right. Rook d1 was transmission error. Yeah. Rook b1, f4, and now rook a1. But this is white to play. Or maybe not. Yeah, maybe not. I think I messed it up. Rook a1. Sorry. And then f4. Yes, this is the position I am guessing on the board. And Gukesh will have to be very careful. He cannot just simply take over here. There are threats incoming. The knights are waiting to jump on the king. We will come back here. Next game. First, I want to really start with Gukesh played knight e4. Ah, he played knight e4 over here. Okay, good that he did not take the pawn. So this remains complex. Vidit is going to take some time. We cannot understand the time exactly, but if the clocks are right here, then 45 minutes for Gukesh and Vidit is down to 26 minutes. Um, we are on move number 21st. Okay, we'll come back here. Going to the game of Arjun. Oh, Arjun is black. It's crazy position. You know what he played, guys? Any guesses? Bishop b5. He plays this quite often, so you all might be knowing. But what's the name of the opening which Arjun played over here? Of course, this is Rai Lopez, but what is the move which Arjun played over here? Amukta knows the game. Yatarth also. Arjun went for f5. And what is this known as? What is this known as? समय नहीं आएगा आज उसका बर्थडे है says अरे yes today is how old is he now but Vidit and Samay have these back to back birthdays yeah Berlin no Spanish is like yeah it's Rai Lopez but which line of Rai Lopez do you know the name King's Gambit joke, but no, Madhugar. That is not King's Gambit. Delayed Schliemann. It's Schliemann defense, yes, f5, and this is what Arjun does play. In fact, many top players have played this. Caruana, Carlsen, Aronian. So, yeah, of course, Carlsen has played this. So, f5 was played. Wait a second. Yeah, f5 was played. Knight c3, f takes e4, this is all theory, knight e4, and typically what Arjun tried to do is to take control of the center, but you know f7 is always a weak point. F7 and f2 commonly known as when the kings are in the center, especially even on g8, we know so many times this is the weak point and now the pawn doesn't exist. If this pawn doesn't exist, that means there is a weak diagonal over here and black will have to be careful about it. Arjun, of course, knows all of that. Knight e5 played and white says, Ivanchuk says, please feel free to take my knight. Arjun says, why not? D takes e4 and Ivanchuk takes this knight over here. If you take the pawn, if you take the knight here, what happens? Bishop takes c6 check. Bishop d7 and a question for all of you, what should white play here? Find a move for white. What should white play over here? Wow, amazing. You all know. Strong chat. Sendel, QWE, Jack, maybe your notation, but yes, Madhukar. No, not take the rook, because if you take the rook, black is happy, queen takes. Now if you give a check over here, the king goes here, tucks in over here, and there is good enough compensation with knight f6 soon being developed. But the right way to continue is to first give a check. And if now you play g6, what's the move? Very quickly, what should white play? A very, very typical tactic for white. We all know this stereotype idea of, yes, Madhukar, Sendel, well done. Queen e5 and you win the LPDO, lose pieces, drop off. So this was the important move, an intermezzo, queen h5 check, and if the king moves to e7, then you still have this check, and the king is literally in a big difficulty. It could get mated, king g6, bishop e4 check, and yeah. So not this. So what happened, all of this was interesting. It's all opening. So in the game, knight e4, d5, knight e5, this was played. Knight c6, queen g5 was played by Arjun, and says this is attacked. This is attacked. It's a double attack. So queen e2, Ivanchuk simply defends this and says, if you now capture queen takes g2, I still have the same idea with queen h5 check. You don't have queen g6, guys. Do not forget. I was saying, do not remember white to play. A very simple move. We're gonna reach. We have a lot of time. It's a classical game, so it's good to check out the opening because it's not so often that we get the opening full of so many tactics here. Maza aa raha hai. Have you seen this before? Yes. Sendel, Vihan, Muaz, QWE, very perfect. You have not forgotten that the bishop was absolutely waiting for the opportunity to give a nice disco. And there you lose the queen. And once again, if g6 will be played, there is a check here. Of course, it's not like a very, very simple thing about queen takes h8, but you have other ideas, intermezzos, and white would be still winning. It's all opening theory. So queen e2 was played. Arjun did not go for taking this pawn. He defended e4, f4. There is no op saw because of the pin. But f4, what's the idea? Queen takes f4. He just simply gives a pawn. And now d4. So what would have happened if white would have directly gone d4 over here? Okay, now the difference is, guys, queen takes g2. And this time e4 and e4 is defended. h5 check is not happening. So he first distracted the queen to f4 and now goes d4 when there is no queen g2. Arjun goes back with the queen. Knight e5 check. Finally, the bishop gets some discovered check. c6. The bishop goes back to c4 and here you see the weak square. Black goes bishop e6, defends the square. Also wants to exchange this bishop. c3, bishop e7, bishop g5, and now it seems like they are reaching a normal position. In fact, there are still games in this position between Raja and I think a few more games have happened. Rook a e1. Arjun goes c5 over here and Ivanchuk has now played d5. So we are at this position. Yeah, this is the position we have reached. Arjun is thinking because, wait a second. So right now this is under attack and this is also under attack. What about d5? This is also under attack. So what is Ivanchuk thinking? VD winning. No guys, that was transmission error. We will go there again. But yes, Vidit was of course better. And for Arjun, we have got around 1500 votes. 80% of the people think that yes, Arjun will manage to get 2800 in published rating. Guys, what happens if today, if he draws this game, then what happens to his rating? If d5, first of all, if you take the knight, then take the bishop. Ooh, sorry, this is a blunder because then you lose another piece and black says I'm a piece up. That's not possible. So if you take here, important is an intermezzo where you first save your bishop with bishop f4. You could even play bishop takes f6. And then when the queen moves, you're going to take this and you're very happy with the double bishop and a beautiful pawn on e6. So this is discarded. If you now take the pawn on d5, which is possible, you can't take on e4 because this is hanging first. So first bishop takes e7 and yeah, maybe later if takes rook e7 or queen e7 and queen takes e4, we might land in such a position and then it looks equal. 2798.9. Oh, then that is 2799. So a draw is not enough. That means in a way Arjun is in a must-win situation to get a published rating of 2800. But Sagnik is saying 2799.2, even that would not work because he needs 2799.5 to get a published rating of 2800. So this means Arjun in a must-win situation, and that is always very, very thrilling to watch how Arjun tries to, keep the complexities on the board. So this is a big question to Arjun, because if he tries to simplify, he won't be very happy with a draw. So Arjun has to think, we saw queen e5, you don't like it, it's a mistake. You saw knight d5, I think that also. But what else can Arjun do? Because he would not just like to go back to f7, which is a very, very happy thing. Knight f7, rook f7, and yeah, there will be many moves, but what is the best move here? White to play. Yes, Sendel, very quick, very alert. Bishop goes to f4, and you have to be very careful about this. Discovered. The bishop on c4 is irritating. So going back, so Arjun cannot just. So Arjun actually has to take the pawn. It's forced, either with the knight or with the bishop. What if he takes with the bishop, saying that I would still want my knight here defending the e4 guy, and after bishop d4, bishop d5, he still says that I am defending d5 and now I'm attacking e5 as well. So how should white continue? Because if he takes here, bishop takes d5, queen takes d5. Now if bishop takes f6, because this was attacked, bishop takes f6, this is still attack, and you still manage to keep your pawn on e4, which is clearly better for Arjun. So what is Ivanchuk calculating? Over here, Ivanchuk might have some intermezzo. So what is it that he's thinking? Guys, I just want to take a moment to go back to Vidit's game, because rook b1, f4, rook a1, this is transmission error, queen f7, knight e4. So we are at this same position, but with white to play. Because after rook a1, f4 was played, then knight e4 was played. There was a transmission error, that's why they showed rook d1 and then rook a1, which kind of otherwise wastes a move, and you understand what happens if you waste a move. And now queen f7 was played by Vidit. So he goes queen f7, and it's white to play. Because yeah, there are huge threats. If it is black to play, I understand it's clearly winning. But if it is white to play, let me just bring the same position with white to play. Wait a second. Knight e4. Maybe not queen f7. Over here, what I will do is I will go queen e8. I can't make a move or what? Oh, I can't. Yeah, knight e4, queen e8, rook a3, queen f7, rook a2, queen e8, rook a1, queen f7. Yeah, we are at this position, and you see the evaluation changes with who to play. And this is the current position. Queen f7 has been played, and it's with it to play. So, Gukesh to play, white to play. Gukesh is thinking what to do, because many of the moments he has to look at the move c6. Also, with the queen being here, he has to make sure he's calculating ideas like queen f3. But queen f7, is it anything to really worry about? Just wondering what can white do. What should white do here? White to play. So Vidit, so the thing is, Vidit is not winning. This, I hope that they will be able to remove the transmission error very soon. Otherwise also, guys, come on, you have brains. You can understand what Gukesh is going to play. He's not just going to not take the rook on a1, and then Vidit is not just going to be a rook up. So, of course, Sagar is at Phoenix Market City for the winter camp, though this is Mumbai and there is really no winter. But I think he usually comes at around 8:30, and we will, I think, see him in that around that time. White to play ef4, g4. You feel like you want to go g4 because there seems to be a lot of tension on this file. But this tension exists. Very good question actually. How should black continue for g4? If you go g4, which does seem like you are attacking this knight over here, What is the strongest way to continue? Why is Arjun thinking for so long? Yes, actually, in that position, look, Arjun wants to beat Ivanchuk by hook or by crook to get into 2800. Arjun is not thinking that I want a published rating of 2800 or anything. Arjun is only thinking on the position. But in general, Arjun, wherever he has a chance, if he has a choice to simplify or to not simplify, he will always try to find a most complex variation. So that's what he's kind of thinking. Widget is updated, yeah? Widget is updated. Or no? Yeah, we have 1912 believers. Shwetank Avasthi was the last believer. Isn't it updated, guys? I'm not 100% sure, but I will look into it. If you think it's not, yeah, f3 check you guys are suggesting because it does look very attractive, and when the king goes back, the knight has to go back. But immediately nothing is happening because there is takes and mass exchanges are happening. So your beautiful knights are getting exchanged. The rook comes to g1. So yeah, white survives here. So the move here, did anyone, oh yes, a few of you did suggest that the move over here is just completely ignoring this knight and taking this pawn, opening the file, and after f takes e3, the queen gets inside with queen f3 check. The king has to go back, king g1 only move, and you can just simply take queen g4 check over here. So yeah, this is of course there. Even the bishop at 6 has to be taken care at some point, because in fact, if you get this check here, it's going to be a mate. So that means this knight is going to be dislodged. So that is Vidit's position. That's why he's gone queen f7, threatening a check here, and queen f3. So maybe Gukesh is forced to actually take this. And this time, knight e f4 may not be as powerful without the queen on this diagonal, which was jumping to g4 or h3, because g takes f4, and now you give a check with knight f4 and knight f4 and queen f4. After this, literally there is no threat. The knight beautifully defends f2, and you may love to cover the f3 square, which is done by the beautiful queen as a defender. And yeah, everything is covered. So white will stay a piece up. So that's the analysis here for Vidit versus Gukesh. This is the position and this is the evaluation, current evaluation. I will, yeah, put this as a... Okay, quickly let's go and check if Arjun played, and we also have to check Praggnanandha's game and the team situation. Yes, Arjun did go knight d5. So he did not go for bishop d5. Where I had asked you a question, what should white play for bishop d5? I don't know if people, did you answer over here? Anyone thought? I think we shifted to Vidit's game. But for bishop d5, what should have white played here? What was Ivanchuk's idea? Any guesses? Yeah, I'm hoping Vaidyanathan today that some game would be so amazing, so thrilling that डॉन शाह के साथ मजा आ जाएगा. No, it's not easy. Bishop f4 is something which you guys are suggesting for a disco, but this queen will move, and then the knight defends, and maybe you will remain a pawn up, which is a good news for black. So the right move, which was not easy, but Ivanchuk had planned, was to pin the bishop by rook d1. So there is this one pin on the file, and there is another pin as well on this diagonal. This was the idea, where obviously black would have had to remove the queen from here. If you take this knight, queen takes d5, then bishop f6 would come with an attack on the queen, and whatever you take with, there would come the rook to d5, ready with some discos. So that was, I think, Ivanchuk's plan, and Arjun went for knight d5. So then then we are maybe entering this position of bishop e7, maybe queen e7, or not queen e7, rook e7, rook takes f8. Do you have an intermediate move here? Rook f1 check. Yeah. You also can do this way, rook takes and queen takes e4. If we enter in such a position, knight f6, this is attacked. The queen, but the queen has to defend the e5 guy. And where does the queen go? Queen f4, let's say, bishop takes c4. Mass exchanges are happening, but queen c4 is a check, and then you will have to save your knight from here. So does Arjun think that even in this position, he would be the one who can manage his queen, knight and rook to come together against the white king? Because the kings are slightly weak for both of them. So who manages to put the pressure is the question. Of course, with the accurate play by Ivanchuk, it wouldn't be so easy. But let's see, it's move number 17th, and the time situation is Arjun is having 25 minutes, whereas Ivanchuk is having 27 minutes. Whoa! So Ivanchuk just playing solid chess with Arjun. Let's not forget, in Olympiad, he managed to beat So Wesley. So obviously you cannot underestimate him. Situation about Praggnanandhaa versus Hari. Let's go there. Ooh, let's very quickly take it from the beginning. Wow, he goes bishop g5. Knight c3 would have been Nimzo and bishop b4, and bishop g5 is a common way to continue, but he directly goes bishop g5. h6. This does give you a feeling of being in Nimzo, but of course with the bishop on e7, it's not the same. Knight f3, and white is delaying the development of this knight. It seems very weird. Not at all very common thing, so pretty unusual by Praggnanandhaa, though opening. D takes c5. I think normally black in Nimzo gets threats with queen a5, there is bishop on b4, and in this situation, maybe what white is saying that, what Prag is saying that for queen a5 check, I also have knight bd2 instead of knight on c3 to think of. So slight deviation there. Knight a6 played. Now he goes knight c3, and we are entering in d6 was played. Maybe after e4 it's converting to Sicilian, which is so different because the bishop is usually on this diagonal somewhere, but this time the bishop is on h4, the queen is on a5, this knight on d2 instead of d4. So a very weird kind of Sicilian we are looking at. Rook b1, a threat of b4 winning a piece. Hari goes knight a6, stops b4. Prag goes knight b3, attacks the queen, but it does look a little fishy over here with the rook on b1 suddenly in question. What is it doing there? The knight over here, stopping the b pawn. The queen goes to b6, bishop e2. Oh, bishop e2 he plays. Okay, maybe he doesn't want the bishop on d3 because at some point even knight c5 is going to come. So bishop e2, bishop goes to c6. Hari plays bishop c6, but the Indians really loved the move knight b4, attacking the queen, pushing it away, and then going bishop c6, as a3 would right now call for a nice tactic. Black to play, guys. Black to play. Guys, all of you who are looking at Vidit versus Gukesh, it's a transmission error. So do not believe that. It's still complicated and a lot more practical chances for Vidit if Gukesh doesn't defend well. So we will go there. But what should black play over here? This was really an interesting idea which Hari could have gone for. Did not happen in the game. He did not play this. Wow, so many of you finding the answer, yeah? Knight e4. Actually, not so many, but knight e4, Sendhil, Shaurya, Sanjay, Madhukar. Knight takes e4. This bishop is hanging over here. Your knight is hanging over here. If you take the bishop over here, Guys, black to play, queen f2, checkmate. Stay alert. So not that. And for knight e4, what else can you do? If you take the knight takes e4, bishop takes e4, this rook attack, this is hanging. Lot of takes, and it is preferred for black in all the tactics. Also, he played bishop c6 directly. So rook d1, and this time again if you go knight b4, now you have queen b1, and this is why knight b4 earlier move would have been very powerful, because the queen couldn't stay on this diagonal, and the rook is also better placed suddenly. So rook d1, knight c5 was played by Hari. Prag takes this knight, queen takes c5, Prag castles, they both castle in fact, and one knight is exchanged, the king goes to h1, ready for f4, rook f e8. Typically you put the rook on e file in Sicilian with the aim of d5 in the future. When the file opens up, the rook is happy on e8. See, that is the idea, rook to e8. And another thing is, that's a very long term one, but another thing is to also defend the e7 bishop. So a3 played, white is trying to gain space from every perspective over here, and a5 by Hari. Sid super chats Australian dollars. Congrats on the great job you're doing to promote chess in India. If my ex had even 10% of your smarts, I would be married by now. uh, Very interesting super chat. Yes, but yeah, I hope you do find your life partner very, very soon. Wish you all the best. And guys, your a5 is played by Hari, and Prag is thinking with 21 minutes on the clock, Hari having 27 minutes. They are on move number 18th, which means Prag has to make 22 moves in 21 minutes. The position looks fine. It has complexities. It's not like a plain simple like it's equal or anything. They will have to think. So I do think this game will get very intense in the last 5 moves of time pressure. Okay, let's go to Vidit's game and see if the transmission error is fine, but not yet. Queen d1, knight e4, c6, queen d1. Of course, Gukesh is not giving this piece, so it's white to play here. Queen d1 was played by Gukesh, so let me another way show you this again. Maybe first let's check Arjun's game, because after knight d5 was played by Arjun, rook takes f8 happened on the board, and Arjun takes back with the king. King takes f8. He says, okay, maximum you have a check. My king goes back to g8, and he seems all fine over there. So while he's thinking, going to Gukesh's game, I am absolutely not liking this fact that I have to come back to this position again and again with white to play queen d1, queen e8, queen e2, queen d7. This is just, yeah. So this is the right evaluation, which we have queen f7 again. And what did he play? Yeah, white to play. Now Gukesh is thinking what to do. The knight is attacked. Where are you going to take your knight to? Whether you want to go forward to b6, but then it does seem like where is it going? All the action is happening on the king side. Or does it go back to c3? But these are the two questions Gukesh has. If knight c3, tell me something. Is f3 anything to worry about? f3 check, and generally such a pawn which is going to stay over here, king g1, it's an irritating thing. All the time you have to be careful about ideas like the queen coming to h3. So you know that one of your queen should be ready to defend a g2 mate, but in the end game such a pawn is very annoying because of the mating net it puts on. And anytime you have to go a move like h3 and king h2, you still have to make sure that on the back rank, if the major piece reaches the f1 square, f2 is a weakness. So I think what Vidit has got is quite a long-term advantage over here. I'm not sure whether he will push the pawn to f3 right now, or he still maintains the tension. But knight c3 has been played by Gukesh. So he says that no, I don't really want to go to b6 here. I don't see anything. It's like going to a very, very famous sweet shop and the shop is closed over there. You don't really get any sweets over there. So knight on b6 would have been doing maybe nothing. So knight c3, and yep, Vidit is thinking what to do over here. I can't believe, guys, you can believe that Gukesh would be losing a piece like that. Come on, थोड़ा तो सोचो यार, ऐसे थोड़ी होएगा. Wait, the position is updated or what? Ah, the position is updated. Queen d1, c6, knight b6. Yay, cool. So we don't have to do all of that again. Knight b6. Oh, Gukesh went knight b6. Oh, he does go to a sweet shop and says like, I will wait for it to open. F takes e3. Diwali aa rahi hai. Why not? F e3 played by Vidit and F takes e3 by Gukesh. The F file is opened. Very well defended. The f3 square is very well defended. The f2 is defended. f1 is defended. For now, there is really no entry on these squares near the king, but constantly the knight, the queen, they have to be alert. You cannot allow a move like d5 so easily, when the knight will be kicked away and f2 square would be, the control of the f2 square would be lost. Rook 8 is a possibility now for white after f3, f3. It's black to play. So Vidit is thinking what to do. Generally, the queen is in front of the rook. Many times you want a rook in front of the queen, but in this scenario, the queen in front of the rook would be powerful if it would get checked like queen f3. So like that, fe3. I love, what is happening over here. Also, just look at the move number. It's move number 23rd. Gukesh is having 31 minutes. Vidit is having 16 minutes on the clock. And they have to make 17 moves. And a very tempting position for black with the weak king over here. So Gukesh seems to be very confident. Like a move like knight b6, yeah, does feel like you don't have a direct weakness to attack. But for sure what Gukesh is aiming at is removing the attackers one by one from black's position. And without the rook, suddenly this file seems to be losing its power. If it is a superhero, it's losing its power. So I think this is the idea for Gukesh, going knight b6, going rook a7, rook a8, maybe even rook a7, and he might even think in another way. Bishop at 6. Yes, Vidit gets the bishop out of the pawn chain and attacks here the e3 pawn, a weakness over there. What is white going to do? Because if you go bishop c1, thinking that, oh, your bishop is on h6, my bishop also has nothing to do over here, and if he goes back passive, not a good idea suddenly. What is the move that Vidit should play? Black to play over here. What should Vidit play here? Yes, Arjun's game, I think we were there quite a long time. We will shift to that game after the analysis is complete here. Yes, Rahul Gaikwad, Sahil Garg, dynamic. Knight g5. All those who said knight g5. Queen f2 is not happening because of this knight. So knight g5 to deflect this knight, a very important defender. And now if you take knight g5, there comes in the intermezzo with queen f2. If the king goes to h1, you can simply take this knight, attack the e3 pawn again, and maybe have to be very careful about knight g3 ideas over there. So bishop at 6. Vidit putting pressure on Gukesh, I definitely should say that. And I think Gukesh should defend his e3 pawn calmly with his queen. Queen going to e2, because it not just defends the e3 but also the f2 square. So I love how the queen is defending so many things over here. So queen e2, that's what I'm expecting from Gukesh. Let's quickly go to Arjun's game. because oh my god, a lot of things happened over here. Rook f8, king f8, bishop e7, rook takes e7, queen takes e4 without any check to the king. This is all happening. Knight goes to f6 and the queen goes to f4. Actually, we did see the same idea, with only the difference was rook on f1 and king on g8. Okay, so the difference here is whenever you take on c4, there is no queen c4 with a check. So when queen c4, the knight would be hanging. And you cannot take with the knight because there is a pin. So rook e1. So very, like, tricky play by Arjun. He goes king e8 and the king in the center. Oh, isn't it weak? Oh my god. Isn't this king going to get weak? What is Arjun thinking? Let's try to see. King e8. Firstly, he is threatening bishop c4, winning material. Because if queen c4, rook e5, as we are seeing. So that's a direct threat. So white has to solve the problem. But king e8, I mean, you look at the way, just the thought process. It's itna hatke hai. Like, it's so different. This is so natural, but king e8, oh, I'm impressed. Obviously, Arjun has impressed the whole world with the story. So what should white do here? Ivanchuk is thinking, if he takes on e6, rook e6, the pin continues over here. And yes, it's possible to continue in this way where you might have to defend this, but with what? Because you can't go back, this would be hanging. You don't want to keep the queen in front of the rook. So at the end of it, even this king has to say that, okay, I am also coming for the defense. So this is one possibility for Ivanchuk to take here. But for sure, first you will start calculating a check with the king on e8. So bishop e5 check looks way natural. And once again, for Arjun, guys, if he makes the move king f8, a question for all of you. A big blunder. What should white play here? What should white play here? Let's see the fastest one. Okay, how many people have answered? I hope it is a very good number there, because the question is very, very simple. And let me quickly show you the chat chess moves here. We have got 20 people answering right. Amukta, No Name, Sendil, Parikshit, Swain, Prashant, Aziz, Ankush, Yatartha and Nagaraju. 25 people. Well done, guys. Well done. Knight g6 and there is a disco here. You lose the queen, so ये नहीं हो सकता है. So of course you will need to go back with the bishop, and there is no knight d7. This is a pin here. This is a pin. So bishop d7 once again threatening bishop b5. Oh, can they repeat here? No, Arjun won't repeat. Arjun definitely won't repeat after bishop d7. He will try to play on. He will try to find a way. But what if bishop takes d7? Then it's a blunder. Because now you use the idea, pinning idea. No check with the white pieces and you lose a piece. So he cannot take here. So if you give a check, then either you will go back bishop c4 and ask Arjun, what's your plan? And Arjun will then tell his plan to maybe go a6, b5. Wow. I would be amazed if, something like this is happening with the king on e8, with the vigor that Arjun has to just stay in this game. I'm not sure what happens here after king e8. Okay, let's go to which game. So we have also, let's try to understand the team situation, because we know that if Novibor wins, then it's a clear-cut champion. If I must show you this quickly. If Novibor wins, then they are leading, so they are clear-cut champions. And right now, Gukesh versus Vidit, it's very interesting. We have not yet checked what's happening between Abdusatara, Vincent. That's also very important board. Prag versus Hari is also right now nothing clear. Diach versus David, other games. Let's just have a roundup there to understand what's up with Novibor. Yeah. Northerbeck versus Vincent. Vincent is better in this position, but oh, this queen is on d2. Looks pretty rash. The engine says white is better because white is a pawn up. Last move queen d2. He goes queen c5. So again, I would put this in complex situation. So with it, Gukesh is complex. Vincent Northerbeck is complex. Hari Prag still, very unclear going on. Nobody has advantage. Here also it's pretty equal, the rook end game. And in this game, Anton is pressing against Van Forest. So we can say Novibor slight edge yet. And Sindara versus Thai Dai 1. What's the situation? Yeah, Thai Dai 1 is... Wow. Another complex position. Nothing clear yet, but a slight favorism to, I think, Novibor. Let's quickly go to Vidit's game because they did make some moves. Knight g5 was played irrespective of anything. Queen e2, knight g5. He deflects the knight from f2 square anyway. Takes, and Gukesh goes c5, breaking the structure. He says, I want to open my bishop. The dark squares are going to be weak and maybe even your king is going to be weak. D takes c5, B takes c5, and look at this knight on b6, sitting like just chilling over there, yeah, literally not caring about what's happening on the king side. Very, very confident knight to, feel that हाँ बाद में आ जाएगा, रुकेट आएगा, कोई टेंशन नहीं है, इधर नहीं है, सब कुछ ठीक है. I am now attacking your e5 pawn. So I think what Gukesh has managed to do is to get rid of the tension on the king. B takes c5 played. With it thinking down to 14 minutes, move number 27. In fact, in the last 5 moves, what Vidit will have to also be careful about is his time pressure. Oh, Jyoti Raj says, took membership for the first time. All hail to Google Rewards. Whoa, Jyoti Raj, welcome to the backer of Indian Chess and thank you so much for becoming the newest member backer of Indian Chess. Guys, all the membership amount, it goes into the, laptop funds for the talents. Last year, we 2023-24, we managed because of all of you to give away 14 laptops to the selected talents. So it's very kind of you. Thank you. Queen e6. Vidit goes queen e6, defends here, keeps an eye over here. This is an isolated pawn. The pawn structure, I'm actually slowly thinking that can this get more dangerous for Vidit's king than Gukesh's king? That's what I'm wondering. If this rook reaches the 7th rank. Because it does look like a direct, rook a7 is so direct. If I play rook a7 now, is it a fine move? Yeah, it is okay. It's not a problem. Okay, so we will come back here. Let's go to Arjun's game very quickly. After king e8, I think even Ivanchuk is shocked. Look at his time. He had 27 minutes earlier. Now he's down to 7 minutes. And he still has to make 19 moves. It's something where you just completely don't expect such a move. Like you don't expect your strong opponent to keep the king in the center when it's not a compulsion. Actually over here, maybe it is, yeah? Queen f4. In fact, I must take a moment for this situation that Arjun had to play king e8 because knight g6 was a strong threat, and if he would have gone king g8, it was a blunder. Oh, it was a blunder. Because of what should white play over here? Guys, what should white play over here? Wow, nice. Nice little trap by Ivanchuk was set on Arjun, but Arjun was careful. So he did not go king e8 because he had a choice, but it was actually forced. Yeah, he could have still avoided, I think, by playing rook f1 at some point, but he was also okay with the situation. And Parikshit, Kumar, Hariom, Prashant, Nikhilesh, Bhavan, Lovedales, Pradipan, Harshit, Riya, Srijit. Wow. So many of you found it. Knight g6, and this time, yes, there is no check. But if queen takes f4, the idea is to simply capture and to threaten this e6 bishop with 3 attackers. The bishop is pinned and only one defender. Even if you defend, it's not enough with the 3 attackers. You lose a piece. You can't take here, this is hanging. So knight g6 was still a very powerful move over there. Very amazing, alertness shown by Ivanchuk. So king e8 played by Arjun, and now Ivanchuk plays queen f1 with 7 minutes on the clock. He's gone queen f1 and he says, I have defended this. So if you take the bishop on c4, this time I can simply take with the knight because the rook is defended and your queen is attacked, and then it converts into some mass exchanges. So queen f1 by Ivanchuk, no giving check or anything. And now Arjun is thinking, will Arjun find a way to, retain some initiative, some pressure on Ivanchuk, or will it be difficult? Because he needs to beat Ivanchuk today in order to be 2800 in a published rating list of 1st November. The FIDE rating list usually is out on 1st of every month. So what do you think, guys? He goes a6. As we were discussing, slow and steady pressure he may start putting with the p-pawn. And what could happen is, if this goes into the end game with exchanges, he might say that, okay, my pawns will have more space over here. If he's able to put pressure on, all of this looks like fantasy, but with Arjun, exactly anything is possible. That's the whole point. कुछ भी कर सकता है अपना अर्जुन. And what is the voting scenario? We have 4,000 votes and 79% say, of course, yes. Guys, do you still have the same thing? Is it changed because of the position? What do you think? But Ivanchuk, if he manages to, hold this with Arjun, it's impressive. Like, that guy, really, his experience is like managing his experience to speak so much. Yeah, even if he draws, he is, as the chat said, he goes down to 2798.22, I think. Correct, chat? Please correct me if I'm wrong. And no, he doesn't get to 2800. So a draw is not enough. Ivanchuk is like, no, I'm not even letting you gain space on the king side. Thoda bhi nahi. Thode ki zarurat bhi nahi. That's what Ivanchuk is saying. 2799.2. Oh, it's different. What is it? 2798.3. Okay, whatever it is, it's not reaching 2800. चलो, so देखते हैं अर्जुन क्या करेगा. Will he? One of the things which Arjun has managed to generally do even in Olympiad, we all observed, was to bring his opponent to literally that 1 minute. So कितना भी equal है. Somehow, if there is even the slightest pressure on his opponent, then the opponent tends to make a mistake. So can Arjun manage to do that? For that, he will have to play very quickly here. So I am expecting Arjun to make quick moves. By the way, we have a result on the top board of this Super Chess versus Novi board. Guenthai has drawn his game with Sindaro. So a first draw there. Novibor needs to, if he wins, if Novibor wins, it's a clear cut champion. But currently, every game is very interesting. Queen e6 played by Vidit with 14 minutes on the clock, and Gukesh is thinking what to do. I think Rook a7 looks very, very natural, but if he decides to bring the knight to c4 to attack the e5, also the knight is looking at a nice square on d6 where there is a weakness on b7. Um, it's very, very unclear yet. That's what I will say. Nordirbeg versus Vincent, that also slow and steady becoming unclear. Rook d1, queen e2 is played by black, threatening that if you take the rook, a rook sacrifice. If you take the rook, then what should black play? What is his idea, guys? What is Nordirbeg's idea? Why has he given up a whole rook? Why is the rook sacrifice? Yeah, what is tempting? Uh, Question to you. Yes. Parikshit, Neerav, Indian Gamer, Manisha. Absolutely. Queen e3 check. And you have, if you go king h2, then there is queen h6. King g1, it's perpetual. And if you try to go rook f2, then there is g3. So you recover the rook. By the way, also over here, if you don't give a check, and if you take this pawn with the idea of mate, the problem is how does white defend over here? There is bishop f3, but the stronger move is rook d2 and x-ray defense. You can go rook d2. And for this check, you can go rook f2. So you have defended. So okay, I believe this game is moving towards draw. Then we go to Hari versus Prag versus Hari. We last left at actually a3, a5. Bishop g3 was played by Prag, and d5. A typical break in the center in Sicilian, and actually it converted in Meroxy-bind. So d5, if black gets a successful break, then Hari has equalized already. ed5, ed5, and now you get the meaning of this move rook e8. Otherwise, if you are not aware of these ideas, suddenly the rook might find his life so meaningless. But d5, ed5, ed5, knight goes to a4, bishop takes a4, queen takes a4, bishop d6 was played. One second. Yeah, for dc4 there is bishop c4. So he goes bishop d6, challenges the dark square bishop, and Hari is exchanging pieces. He is basically saying that endgame is perfectly fine for me. cd5, cd5. And if white takes this pawn with bishop d5, then knight d5, rook d5, you definitely can enter a rook endgame with an active rook, and it's still equal. So I think Hari and Prag will also end in a draw. So Nordirbeg Vincent ending in a draw, Hari Prag will end in a draw. Diach Bogdan, this is ending in a draw. Oh my god. Anton Guerrero was better, so that's a big thing for Novibor, that Anton is better against Jordan Van Forest. Jordan is having a tough tournament. Sindaro ended in a draw. So all depends majorly on Anton's game and Vidit's game, because Vidit's game is, for that matter, pretty unclear over here after queen e6. We will have to keep coming over here. Arjun's game, the big question, a4 has happened. Arjun is taking his time, which means that he doesn't have anything immediate. He is trying to see if there is a way to grind this. a4 has been played. What about Arvind versus Daniel Darda? What's happening there? Arvind clearly better. The king looks pretty weak here. Though this pawn has reached d2, the feeling is for Arjun, his queen is going to enter h5 at some point, f7, maybe f5, e6. Okay, a lot of things happening. We'll not get into the intricacies, but SL Narayanan has drawn the game. And Nihal Sarin is playing with Korobov. This also looks pretty unclear, but I love Nihal's rook on the 7th rank. I love the fact that he has also this bishop on and this diagonal. The only thing which Korobov has is this pawn, which is definitely very powerful passer. and Nihal, I think that is the main compensation for black. Okay, going back, guys, which game do you want to be at? Arjun's game or Gukesh's game? We will also keep shifting, but which game do you want to be at? This is Gukesh versus Vidit, and this is Ivanchuk versus Arjun. It's Arjun. Arjun. Okay, so we'll be at Arjun, and whenever a move happens at Gukesh's game, we will shift there. Arjun plays bishop d5. So no exchange here yet. Now he is simply threatening to take this piece. And if this knight moves, by the way, if the knight moves, that would be a mistake, right? Knight f3, bishop c4, not really, because you can take with the queen, and this time the rook is defended with the knight. So not really, it's possible. Knight f3 is possible. But for sure, bishop takes d5 would be the first question you will ask, that why not simply exchange this. You can play queen d5, and now your knight is hanging, and then you may want to move the knight away. Knight, can it go to c4? Because yes, it can, because if you take here, the point is you don't have time, there is a check, so you don't have time to take this knight from on c4. उतना वक्त नहीं, समय नहीं है guys, समय नहीं है. VD, we'll go to VD. Bishop d5 has been played in Arjun's game, and did he make a move? Yes. Gukesh played his move. He goes e4. Oof. So what he's saying is, I don't want to worry about this pawn over here. Very quickly, Vidit goes bishop e7. Actually, he was thinking of this move. You can completely sense it by his speed. And now shifts his attention to c5. It's like graduation हो गया है, अब job hunt करने जाता हूँ. So he goes bishop e7. The c5 pawn is attacked. The center is now fixed. With e4, what Gukesh is essentially saying is, I have a good bishop over here on b2, which is going to lifelong attack your e5 pawn. Life में इसको tension लेना है. And bishop goes to e7 and saying that it doesn't matter, मेरे को और भी चीजें करने को. So c5 is being attacked. So Gukesh, how is he going to defend a c5 pawn? First question here. Because if you go queen e3, which looks like, you know, ये queen वैसे भी defend करने जा रही है, let's use other pieces for attack. If you go a move like queen e3, already Vidit is going to be happy. And the reason is, actually the reason doesn't seem very, nice. I really want to ask this question. If queen e3, why is it, not a good idea? Black to play. What should black do here? क्या करोगे? What should black play? Pole remove karo. Maybe we should have a poll whether we should remove the pole or keep the pole. But I do think that's going towards the draw. No, but I still want to hope, yeah, because I think Arjun will keep trying. ठीक है, hope जब तक है तब तक थोड़ा तो मजा कर लेते हैं. What should black do? Oh, everyone wants to play this move. Okay, let me show you the chat chess moves. Oops, what happened? Yeah, the chat chess moves. Queen b3 is what people want to play. How many people? Only one person found the answer. Manisha Patil. Well done. The move is knight f6. Look at the maneuver. You want to go knight g4 with a tempo, attacking this queen, and then threatening rook f2. So I really like the, moment where the knight decides to go back and become a powerful piece on g4 than being on h5. So knight f6. I like this move a lot. That's why I asked you this question. So all of those who wanted to play queen b3, it's absolutely a decent move, but knight f6 would have been stronger. That's the only difference. Okay, so going back, bishop e7 has been played. I think Gukesh will not play knight f6 because he will very quickly He will not play queen e3. He will very quickly sense this idea of knight f6, which Vidit would have in mind. The other way to continue is to defend a pawn with bishop a3, but here you are saying that okay, I'm letting go of your weakness, and I'm also letting go of my threats with rook a7. So before bishop a3, और क्या कर सकता है? Another way to do is to counter attack. Counter attack, saying that okay, you can take my c5 pawn, and I would go knight c4, attacking your e5. So let's say you play bishop takes c5, but I'm very worried about the f2 square. So knight c4, a move like knight c4 would not be that easy, because here you will have to challenge the rook and get rid of this lifelong tension. Oh, this has happened. Has it happened? No, this didn't happen. Oh, this didn't happen. He played d4. Gukesh went d4. Oh, we did not consider this move at all. But doesn't it feel very logical that you are opening this beautiful diagonal for the bishop, at the same time for now you're defending this, and if e takes d4, bishop takes d4, you're not just defending c5 but also the f2 square. So I find this move very practical, very logical. Just that, is there anything which the computer has for the black pieces? There is a very interesting suggestion for black over here. Of course, it's not winning or something, but I want to see whether our chat can even consider it as a candidate move, as an option, to make it simple. So black to play a very, very interesting move to consider. Guys, what will you do here? At least consider that interesting move. I just want to see if you are able to consider. It's very interesting. Ooh, the bell's ringing. Let me come.
Hello, Amruta.
Hi, Sagar. Welcome. We were all waiting for
Wow.
you, missing you.
Gukesh versus Vidit.
In
So exciting.
Absolutely, and I had asked to chat a question over here. Rook d8 actually was played, but also what all they would consider, which is very interesting. So it was a good time you came because they were answering, and I'm so proud of all of you. Like those who found Rook d8 amazing, but a move like Rook f4, you have to consider such ideas. Rook f4. Turlon, Parikshit, Magnus, Bhavan, Sendil, Harshdeep, Angelo, Aditya, Hassan, and Ria over there. Rook f4, Sagar. Such moves, they may not be like working out in terms of winning or something, but it begins with considering such moves.
Very nicely said, Amruta. Because you are also attacking this pawn, but white can defend it, and perhaps the position is even. But in the game, Rook d8 played by Vidit, attacking the bishop, and Gukesh moves his bishop back. I think this has been a good challenge for Gukesh before his world championship match. If you think about it, Amruta, he's being pushed here. He is slightly under pressure. Would you say that in this game?
Absolutely. I think actually Vidit was putting pressure on him since quite some time.
Yeah, it also feels still there is some pressure.
Yes.
Because this pawn looks a bit weak, vulnerable. The king looks a bit exposed. Although this knight is limited, the bishop does not have great squares right now. It's also a bit limited. So
yeah, no, but about this knight, it's more like it is at some place,
Yeah.
and maybe it's on a vacation with some favorite hobby or something. But then it's gonna go to f6, and then it's suddenly attacking e4, maybe jumping there, attacking c5, maybe knight g4. You have to be very careful. I find this guy very dangerous over here.
Agreed. Agreed. So this one looking good for Vidit. Also, one plan by VSN Murthy said, why don't we go queen to e5 followed by queen g5 with the idea of knight f4 check and also rook d2. So very interesting suggestions here, and I think queen e5 was also my first thought. You are attacking this pawn, so definitely easier play here for Vidit Gujarati.
Yeah. And also at time wise he has managed, he was a little low on time than Gukesh, but Gukesh also used his time, which shows he is under pressure.
Yes. Also, another question. Oh, so they have to make 9 moves in 11
Hey,
minutes.
Sagar, and also Gukesh's last game, right? Classical game
Yes.
before his world championship. Oh my god. So Vidit would be extra motivated also to beat him.
Yes.
In that sense.
I don't know if he would be motivated, not motivated.
I mean, everybody is motivated that
But
way.
I think greatly motivated for Novibor to win, because Novibor is leading this tournament. And by the way, Vidit, instead of moving his queen or bishop, goes knight f6, guys. The move that Amruta mentioned here, attacking the pawn in the center.
You should know ना, लाइफ में कब शिफ्ट करना है कोई चीज से, मतलब
Yes.
कभी कभी बहुत हो जाता है एंड देन इट्स लाइक अरे यार नहीं, मजा नहीं आ रहा है, मजा नहीं आ रहा है, मजा नहीं आ रहा है, अरे तो मजा नहीं आ रहा है तो कुछ और करो ना. तो नाइट वेंट बैक टू
For all our people who do not understand Hindi, Amruta was saying, just think different.
अच्छा. Okay, let's go to Arjun's game very quickly first for a while, Sagar, because firstly Ivanchuk has been impressive in this game, like literally impressive. He's not given any chance to Arjun.
Right.
And Arjun is in a must-win situation for his published 2800,
Yeah.
which
Which doesn't seem likely.
which doesn't seem, yeah. And the rooks got exchanged. AB, knight goes to e5. He goes king f8. The only thing he's maybe trying is that 3 minutes for Ivanchuk, 10 moves to be made.
Oh.
And if he manages to create a situation where Ivanchuk needs to be accurate, but you know what? And what do you think are the chances of such a scenario?
I think the chances of a scenario where Ivanchuk makes a mistake here are quite possible, Amruta, because the knight and queen are quite a difficult combo to calculate, but the amount of material on the board is very limited. So even if, let's say, I take, you take back, and I want to now play my knight in, trying to attack your knight, also this pawn, suddenly there is this check, and I have to be also very careful about my king, what is going to happen. So we might reach a position like this where Arjun could win a pawn, and there could be some possibilities, but eventually, we don't want to lose material, so we may have to give back this pawn, and it might peter out into equality. Although,
Yeah, but I'm still very, very hopeful of, Arjun creating that pressure.
maybe
Until it's possible, I want to be hopeful, yeah.
he's taken here. Now both moves are possible. Queen takes as well as pawn takes. But yeah, clearly time is the only way in which Arjun can make Ivanchuk go wrong here. There's no other way that it's possible. Let's go.
Yeah, and Sagar, you are back from the camp. How was it today?
Yeah, the camp was fantastic. I think I just put a story on ChessBase India right now, and I'm going to put that story also on my personal account on Instagram, and you can see it was very, very like there were so many people, Amruta, even at the time when it was about to end, no one was going home. It was so well today. There were so many people. I
Weekend,
believe
I think it's a weekend.
all-
I think today many exams got over also.
yes, yesterday or today they
Yeah.
got over, and I saw that close to 300 people might have come today. It was crazy. All the volunteers were very, very
And
tired.
there was also solving competition, no?
Yes, today was our solving competition, and I think it was phenomenal.
Too good. Priyank says, Sagar bhai, I was glad to meet you today at the chess camp. I loved how dedicated and encouraging you were, especially Arjun drew.
Oh,
Oh,
Arjun took and offered a draw. Wow.
I can't believe it, but of course he was very objective about it, and no wonder.
So Arjun
Oh,
might go to 2799.
I think I was not sure because chat had two things. One was 2799.2, which means 2799, and one was 2797.3. So I'm not sure whether it is 2799 or
No, it can't be 2797. You can't lose some 5
not
points.
97, 98 points, point 3,
You
2798.3.
can't lose 3 points, I think, on a draw. But yeah, maybe
2798.9. थोड़ा अलग अलग है. 2799 seems like the.
But let's go back to Gukesh versus Vidit game. So after knight went back, I think queen c4 was a nice move by Gukesh. In fact, I'm always curious to see how Gukesh will defend in such positions, because when you are going to play the World Championship match, you will get tough positions. So here, Amruta, if I take and a question to all the chat, why can't we just win this pawn? What is the problem? What is the only defensive move for white now? Like, white needs to stay in the game, otherwise he just lost a pawn, and also the pawn here is hanging. So yeah, let's see if people did answer this, Amruta, or was it a very tough question?
No, it wasn't. No, I mean, I thought it was pretty easy. You have chat chess. Maybe we can end a poll now because.
Yeah, we can end the poll also, because a lot of people thought Arjun would do it today. Yes, of course, yes, but unfortunately, it would be 2799.
Also, it keeps the masala of 2800 going on. So, which is the next classical event for him?
Chennai Grandmasters.
Oh,
So
oh my God!
he won, Amruta.
First round in Chennai Grandmasters, guys, would be epic. But there, you again would not know about the published rating till November. Actually, till November 12th, right? Because he wouldn't have. There is no November end tournament. World Championship will clash. So, yeah, Chennai Grandmasters by the end of the tournament will know.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Could be. So Rookie 1 is the correct
Gukesh
move
drew?
here.
Oh.
Oh.
He also drew because Novibor today, like everybody is like the game was ending in a draw except for Anton Guerrero, who was like making his teammates feel very, very good.
Oh, so yesterday Anton was better and then lost. Today I hope he manages to.
But it's Van Forest and a position. I'm not sure. Yeah, this also draw.
This one also
So
David
Gukesh
Navarro.
also was going very interesting and suddenly ends in a draw. But what about Prag and Hari? Yeah, that
They
also
drew.
ended in a draw.
I think
In fact,
Prag didn't get much, right?
SL ended in a draw. Arvind was winning. Yeah, maybe we should check that once later. But I think it's nothing to do with the top board.
So in a way, Amruta, we can say like
Oh yeah.
Novibor will win this tournament.
Agar Anton, no, but if it is a draw for Anton and then everybody draws, then you're not sure about the tiebreak. It's very close. Arey, go to main screen.
Sorry.
And also go to this one so that people will. If see, this is the situation. Yeah, I'll just quickly show you the ranking once.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you look over here, better than your screenshots, no, in PowerPoint. So Novibor, look, it's 177 and 180. They're so close.
No, but Super Chess is playing them, no? So they will lose 1 point. So they will be out.
Ah, okay. So then
So
it is about
Turkish
Turkish
Alkaloid,
Airlines.
Typhoon.
Yeah,
Tiger.
no, only these two because 155. I think
Yeah.
individually it would not be. It would not matter.
So
Turkish and
Alkaloid.
Alkalide.
So Alkaloid and Turkish are playing against Turkish and Bayengan Pendik. So if we now look at the games, then we get to see that, okay, Alkaloid draw on board 1. Wei Yi is beating maybe his opponent here better, clearly. Yu Yangi, Fresine equal, but very complicated. Daniel Darda versus. Oh, Arvind is winning. Amruta. Arvind is piece up against Daniel. So then Arvind will help them to take the lead. Already a draw between SL and Injik won, which means that Alkaloid is pretty certain of winning. So actually Alkaloid will move to 12.
So the competition actually is between Alkaloid, and if Novibor draws,
Yes.
then Novibor Alkaloid, we don't know who will be the winner.
But we
So
also.
Novibor needs to win.
Yes, Novibor needs to
And
win.
if Novibor wins, then it is about between second, Super Chess or Alkaloid, right?
Yes, because the Bayegan Pendik, which is the other team, has a very poor tie break. So then they are playing Turkish chess has a good tie break. So Turkish chess mein Turkish Airlines lost first board, second board was a draw, third board was a draw, fourth board Nihal Sarin is pushing against Korobo. It's a very important game, Amruta, for Turkish team. Murzin is pushing here, and Emre Can versus Edis Gurel. Emre Can is pushing. Edis has to hold. So if both the players Murzin and Nihal strike, then Turkish Airlines also wins. Then they are also in the race. So Turkish Alkaloid. So really Novibor needs to win, and I think.
So let's go to Anton's game for a moment just to see the evaluation.
Yeah.
He is clearly better here. Actually, doesn't say, but he has 7 minutes and 7 moves, and Diaz is clearly draw. Yeah, so I think they are winning. Novibor is winning, but if Novibor wins, like, it's insane. No, they have been like,
Yeah,
they have won so many European Cups, if I'm not wrong.
not so many one time. By the way, Amrita, you want to go and eat food?
I forgot that. I was like, why so many games are ending so soon? Because it also started 1 hour earlier,
yes.
right?
And today we also started the broadcast sooner, right?
Yeah, we also started 1 hour earlier almost.
Nice.
Dynamic says successful month for VD, gains 13.2 elo points.
I think
Oh, and Vidit in top 14 in live rating.
Vidit will get some much needed rest for 4 days before flying to Chennai Grandmasters.
My god, he's been playing continuously. And
He's
there is
been playing
Diwali in between, which is good.
Yeah.
Agamveer says, hi Sagar, I visited the Temple of Chess and had a really great experience there. I came there when Nikhilesh sir came for a simul and read a book on chess. I want to thank you for doing such work. Array.
Thank you, Agam.
Amazing. Okay. Arjun का गेम दिखाओ.
No, Arjun also drew, unfortunately.
Arjun drew. Maybe we have to change the title also.
But Arjun played all out to win, huh? The opening and all.
Arjun's opening is so cool, yeah. I mean, I was analyzing and there were so many interesting tactics. Schliemann. No, what is it called? How is it pronounced? Shriman.
Shrimanji. But Ivanchuk never got a bad position.
No, not just bad. There were moments where he made sure. I have a question for you. A very quick question, Sagar. Okay? Okay? Oops. Yeah, over here, Arjun played King E8. What happens for King G8?
Wow, this is like our tactics chapter on. I was thinking Queen F5, but that doesn't work.
Huh? Queen F5. Ah, okay. There is a pin after King G8. What happens for King G8? Why is it a plunder? Oh, we have to see Divya Vaishali. Divya was in trouble and Vaishali was unclear. Let's check once.
So firstly, the queen against queen. There are all these shootouts. Maybe knight g6 should win.
And if
Knight
queen f4?
g6, queen f4, knight f4.
You didn't say knight e7 check, yeah?
Knight, yeah. No, but then I'm queen down.
Yeah. I know that. Yes, absolutely right, Sagar. Done. So yeah, can you once check Divya and Vaishali's game, Sagar? Just a quick look at that. Vaishali, Sujin, 40th move just got over.
Equal.
And Divya was in trouble. When I had seen, I don't think I saw on the stream though. What is the... she's managed to...
She's playing against Olga Baby.
Yeah, I think she'll manage to hold this.
He has to put knight on f7, holding here this square, and then maybe threat. Maybe she will also try if she gets a chance. Maybe, but not sure.
Okay, that was cool. Maza aaya. So today camp was a good day.
Yeah.
Tomorrow to Sunday then, Sagar.
Tomorrow is going to be crazy.
Insane. Very insane. All those guys, tomorrow is the last day of the winter camp. By the way, are people wearing jackets and all in the camp? Jacket पहन रहे लोग?
कौन सा jacket?
Jackets. ठंडी है ना?
नहीं बिल्कुल नहीं.
So winter camp.
It's Diwali camp. That's why we kept the name Diwali camp.
Oh.
Yes, Amrita.
अरे shit, सारे joke का मतलब ही चला गया. The Mumbai में winter and all of that. Okay, cool. Guys, so we will be ending the stream right now.
Huh?
I thought
You can go and eat, no?
I will eat.
You go and eat, then when you come back, I'll go and eat.
हाँ, तुम्हारा भेल
Oh,
लेकिन
भेल है यार.
और कुछ नहीं. तुमने salad भी खा लिया. Guys, today Sagar did something very interesting. There was the bhel.
No, I didn't eat salad.
And we had salad. So Sagar mixed
lot of
salad
salad
in the
was
bhel. So it became salad bhel.
There's a lot of bhel left.
Salad.
Yeah. Sorry, salad. Lot of salad. Oh, Aryan Chopra. How is he doing? Because he has had a good tournament here. Oh, he's worse against Maxim Rodstein. No, Prasun Biswas, today is the last day of the European Club Cup. So Arjun could not cross 2800 on the published rating yet. By the way, Boris Gelfand is playing against Leon. And in fact, Leon is in trouble. Wow. The old guard against the young guy. And in fact, Boris has been the trainer of Leon before. Right now, Leon is attacking this pawn. I think the best move is to give a check and push the pawn. This is my understanding. But there's also another check and push the pawn. And Nihal Sareen, how is he doing right now? Arvind versus Daniel Darda. Wow, Arvind is totally winning now. If you give a check, I'll play. If you play this, if you look at 4. So Arvind will win. Nihal Korobov. Let's focus on this game. Wow, Nihal is playing supreme. Actually, Nihal Sarin has been having a pretty good last few months of chess. So maybe he's closing in on the 2700 mark, I feel. Yeah, not really. He's 2671. But a win today will be very useful for him. But look at this. Nihal has a pawn here. The a pawn is being stopped. The b6 knight is under pressure. The queen can come in here offering a trade. The pawn can move forward. What should Anton Korobov do? He has only 53 seconds left. I think already it's tough. He goes queen c7. I'm pretty tempted to play queen d6 actually. Because queen d6 takes, pawn takes, and then push d7 and d8. And if you take here, I win the piece. I guess Nihal might do that. Yeah, queen d6. Take, knight c4, attacking here, d7. Threatening rook a8, rook a4. It's already over actually. King f8, rook a4, knight b6, rook a7, white wins. So I think Arvind, for that matter, will end this event, will end with a published rating of 2700 plus. Yeah. He will win today and he'll be 2705. So kudos to Arvind for getting onto the 2700 club. The most important game from tournament perspective is this one. Will Anton Gugliaro win? If he does, Novibor might become the champions. A lot riding on his shoulders today, Anton. Rook f6 played with the idea of rook f8, rook g6. And a Van Forest has to be careful. It's amazing how Super Chess with such a strong team has been neutralized. I think mainly Vincent is doing a good job against Nodirbek. and David Navara can still press, but it will be a draw. And so draw, 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 all games draw, and then here is where black can strike. Let's see if he can. I think one of the things that differentiates Novibor from all other teams is the fact that they put in a lot of effort in building up a team. They have been really good in that sense. So F3. Oh my god. Amruta, did you eat anything? Amruta just sending me food and loads of it. How would you continue here as black, guys? Not so easy, because if check, I think rook g4 is feasible. I have queen c2, but I can also go rook f8, just keeping the rook well placed. Manisha Patil says, can we go rook g6? Okay, Manisha, that seems like a good move. And in fact, that is what has been played. Well done, Manisha. Your move. I think king f2 would be a mistake because of queen h3. And it's too dangerous. So I think king h2, just stopping this. And then yeah, he went rook g4. He's trading. Okay. I think you don't need to touch anything for now. One good way to think here is that which of your piece is not playing in the game and get it into the game. Makes sense for rook e8 and also knight f6. You can play knight f6, take, check, say king f2 and rook e8, I thought. No. Prasun says knight f8. Knight f6.
Oh, Van Forest has only 47 seconds.
Yeah, but 40 moves are done.
Ah. Do people know that his whole family is into chess?
Lucas. What is the name of the sister?
It starts from M, I think.
Maktel. By the way, Nihal is clearly better. In fact, I was very surprised that when Queen C7, he didn't play Queen D6. He played Queen D4, Queen E7.
Oh, Nihal is better.
But look at this. Korobo has now pinned here. What is Nihal's idea? Is he losing an exchange?
Oh, actually, what's the tactic? Because white is still better. So how does he save? Wow. Oh, maybe you take on B8, Queen D4. Exactly. F7 is weak. Wow, this is such a cool calculation by Nihal.
Amazing. Takes B6. Fantastic. Actually, Nihal is just saying, I'm going B7, put the bishop back, rook C8 and B8 queen.
But one second, if A3, you are going.
There's also this pawn.
A2, then you have to be precise. You have a check.
No, maybe rook 8. Because
that would be lost. Rook G8 is lost. King G8, B8, King G7, and you're making a queen.
yeah, you can't stop this. So I think A3, B7, A2, rook 8. This is winning. Arvind wins. Amruta. Arvind's live rating 2705 or 06.
Oh, wonderful.
And it will be published. So he will be about 2700 for the first time in his career.
That is cool. What are you eating? Sagar is eating bhel. And he also ate salad before that. Weird combination. I'm eating chapati and palak ki sabji.
Guys, what are you eating?
After a long time, I think we are asking this question. Sagar, Samay ka birthday hai. You can call him, but he would be busy, no?
We can call him from the stream.
वो लंदन में है ना?
No, maybe today he was going to come back.
चाय बिस्किट अब भी?
Oats. भाकरी शाक. जय पंचायत.
राइस एंड वाटाना की सब्जी. That's half pani puri, no?
प्रबोध प्रकाश says मेघना बिरयानी. भाई ये कौन सा बिरयानी है प्रबोध? अर्चित राजा. अरे अर्चित भाई, कॉफी क्रोसो.
ओ एकदम ही यार.
हर्षित भाई
नहीं चलेगा. हर्षित
भाई हमको आप
इडली
छोड़
डोसा.
दे.
इसका एग्जाम कैसे चल रहा है? पास हो रहा है ना?
कॉफी क्रोसो खा रहा है भाई.
Yeah, I really love croissants. Yeah. Somehow we never eat them in India.
Yeah. Croissant have to be really good quality in order to enjoy. Like if they are not.
मैगी कितने लोग खा रहे हैं? बाप रे.
इसके लिए मैगी का सेल्स काफी हाई रहता है.
मेघना बिरयानी इज वेरी फेमस इन बैंगलोर. मुंबई में ब्रांच नहीं है क्या? चपाती बुर्जी. इधर आई थिंक बहुत लोग जब कंफ्यूज
Thank you,
होता है ना
Prabhu.
क्या बनाने का आज, तो इधर पूछने का तो कुछ ना कुछ मिल ही जाएगा जो खाने का मन कर
नहीं,
रहा
लाइव स्ट्रीम में तुमको कुछ भी डाउट रहेगा लाइव के यू कैन आस्क.
है.
I think this is just winning.
Oh, pav bhaji is my favorite.
Yeah.
Beer and pizza.
Oh.
निहाल गेम पे रहते हैं बनाओ.
But it will be 30 minutes more now.
Oh. Amit Yadav has become the backer of Indian chess. So nice. Thank you, Amit.
Thank you, Amit.
Did you like the question? What is the chat eating? राहुल से भूख लग गई है, ऑर्डर करना पड़ेगा अब. Itachi says I participated in my first Blitz competition today and scored 5 out of 9. Any tips for middle game strategy book improvement? Oh yes.
Many good books.
Yeah,
No?
middle game I think many good books though. Yako Bhagat series is good, but a bit advanced maybe, but some of them is really good. Attack and defense, calculation and all.
Power Play series is also very good.
Yeah, and also learn. I think Itachi has seen many YouTube videos also. So, but many people who want to learn structure-wise opening, chess structures is a very good book.
But this is not easy to
My
win,
system
Amrita.
is good.
This endgame.
This one,
Yeah.
मेहनत तो है.
Like, a lot of effort. You need to attack this pawn.
I think when the
Maybe it's not so tough, no, Amrita? Like, I'll play here. Maybe put the bishop here. Take.
you will put the pawn on
Take.
e5, black will keep the pawn on e5.
No, black will bring the queen.
Ah, you're saying king pawn end game?
Yeah.
No, but you can't get the king out so easily because whenever you come out with the king,
I'll
just
trade
check.
the queens.
Hmm.
Like, for example, let's say here, 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 here. Now take.
Hmm.
I was wondering if this
You need your king on f3. If it was just try to put on, let's say king.
still a draw.
No, if you don't get a position, it's not a draw. No, so let's say king f7, it's lost.
How? Still a draw.
You still
Yeah,
get a
yeah.
position because king
Yeah,
d5,
yeah.
king e7.
It's a. So that's why even this position to break through Amruta is very tough. I'm expecting Nihal to have quite a tough time to convert this.
Yeah, Kuroko is also going to not let it go easily for sure. But I do think that Nihal will have to take g4 break at some point.
Yeah. By the way, Amruta, I was just wondering if what happened in Gukesh with it. I didn't see the game.
English, yeah, and then it kind of.
I think Gukesh also cannot reveal his preparation too much. So,
Actually, some transmission. Here, Vidit was better. He shouldn't have played Queen f7.
by one. Yeah.
I found a knight b6 move by Gukesh very much like, move of confidence. Even when things are happening over here. Knight c3 seemed a little more natural.
Yeah.
So I think he was not so worried about the attack in general. And this I've seen many times in his interviews also, yeah. I think there is pressure, but he doesn't feel the pressure. AB says, Sagar bhai, please tell the difference between live and published rating.
Live rating is on day-to-day basis. Published rating is on first of every month.
Monthly, na, in a way. What if the ratings were published every day?
Yeah, it will happen, I believe.
No, from month maybe it can still go to by because a tournament, one tournament can at least be 10 days, no?
Yeah.
So maybe 15 days. It can happen once in 15 days. Because that does seem like a good thing, right? Because many times you've played a tournament, and then imagine if a tournament ends on first, then you have to wait another 29 days where things can change.
Yeah.
So maybe 15 days is a good idea. Anyway, the calculation would be done by calculator only. Tanmay says, fun fact. Last year in the final round as well, Novibor beat Super Chess with Jordan being the one who lost the match for his team and medal. Oh, pretty sad, no? Then for him, it may not be very easy, very tough emotionally.
Actually, look at this, Amula. This pawn is hanging. You save it. Then I take, check.
Tick, tick, tick.
Take, take, take. And this rook endgame is very tough to hold for white.
But also not easy to convert or
Yeah,
for black.
G5, King G7.
King G6.
Like, what do you do?
He
C4.
played C4 anyway.
He played C4, not B. Okay. Now he has two options. Take this pawn or take this. Anushka Devan, the best day to visit Tata Steel Chess India is generally on the last day, but if you want a picture with me or just meet me any day, it's fine. If you want a picture with the players, perhaps last day is good because then they are more relaxed. But sometimes those who don't have a good tournament, it's difficult to get a picture with them. So yeah, it's never easy to know what is the best way. Yeah, let's call Samay. We can wish him. Let's see. Most likely he won't pick up, but we can try. Yeah, I think he is busy, so maybe not now. But I already wished him in message. He also had a nice reel on Chessbase India clips. Well, I think Novibor is going to take this home, guys. And yeah, Nihal is going to have a long night ahead converting this. I'm in general interested. You know how you can know how tough this endgame is. There is one feature in chess base which I can try and show you, which is useful. Let's see if we can show it. So if I go, let's say here, PowerPoint, and yeah, this one. So let's say this is mega database, right? And or wait a second. So if we just put something similar to the Nihal game here, reset. So how does Nihal's game look? One, two, three. King G2, Black King here, and this, Queen B7, Bishop C6, Queen F6. Okay, I'm going to put this position just, and I'm going to do in report similar endgames. Okay. And now you will see that we have game like let's say David Paravian. If I look at this game, this is from Title Tuesday. So let's see, when I play through these moves, I'll see he decided, oops, sorry. I'm trying to see what is the way in which David tried to win. You see, he tried a F4 push, then he tried to bring his king in. And I have no clue how easy or tough. I think it's very tough to win this. But, and then finally he got it traded because of time trouble here and he won. Okay. So this was the David Paravian game. Then you can see Oleksienko versus Quenis in Alain Open 2013. Wow, this ended in a draw. Crazy. So actually Nihal's decision could be wrong. I think this might be very tough. Oh, he sacked here. Maybe not needed, huh? Maybe we got a bit impatient. That was not good. Ding Wojtaszek is a slightly different pawn structure. But here we have Wang Yue versus Abdu Sattarov versus Golizade. Okay, so that was all about this endgame. I hope you managed to get some idea. It's not easy. Yeah, we've reached this endgame. I think this might be very tough to hold because Rook F5, G5, King F7, King F6. Just good. Okay, guys. So in that sense, maybe it's good time to bid goodbye to this tournament because it feels like Novibor is going to win it because thanks to the victory of David Anton. And so the team of Vidit and Hari might take the title. I'm going to end the stream, and looks likely. And guys, I will see you tomorrow if you are at the Phoenix Market City for the last day of the camp. Take care, guys. Bye.